But there is a way to make the topic of reality less cumbersome for present purposes. Restrict the discussion to theories about the general topic of reality itself. Thus, for example, a certain Christian world view would not count as a theory of reality, but a theory that the Christian worldview is a construction of reality would count as a theory about reality. It is theories about reality in this sense that philosophers have discussed as a part of metaphysics, such theories are also sometimes discussed in literary theory, which is today heavily influenced by continental philosophy and heavily anti-realistic, as well as in sociology and cultural anthropology. Philosophical views of reality. Philosophy addresses two different aspects of the topic of reality: the nature of reality itself and the relationship between the mind as well as the language and culture and reality. On the one hand, ontology is the study of being, and the central topic of the field is couched variously in terms of being existence, what is, and reality. The task in ontology is to describe the most general categories of reality and how they are interrelated. If what is rarely done, a philosopher wanted to proffer a positive definition of the concept reality, it would be done under this heading. As explained above, some philosophers draw a distinction between reality and existence. In fact, many analytical philosophers today tend to avoid the term real and reality in discussing ontological issues. But for those who treat who would treat is real the same way they treat exist, one of the leading questions of analytic philosophy has been whether existence or reality is a property of objects. It has been widely held by analytic philosophers that it is not a property at all, though this view has lost some ground in recent decades. On the other hand, particularly in discussions of objectivity that have feet in both metaphysics and epistemology, philosophical discussions of reality must often concern the ways in which reality is or is not in some way dependent upon, or to use fashionable jargon, constructed out of mental and cultural factors such as perceptions, beliefs, and other mental states, as well as cultural artifacts such as religions and political movements, one up to the vague notion of a common cultural worldviewing or Weltan song. To view that there is a reality independent of any beliefs, perceptions, etc., is called realism. More specifically, philosophers are given to speaking about realism about this and that, such as the realism about universal or realism about the external world. Generally, where one can identify any class of objects, the existence or essential characteristics of which is said to depend on perceptions, beliefs, language, or any other artifact, one can speak of realism about that object. One can also speak of anti-realism about the same object. Anti-realism is the latest in a long series of terms of, for views opposed to realism. Perhaps the first was idealism, so called because reality was said to be in the mind or product of our ideas. Berkeleyan idealism is the view propounded by the Irish empiricist George Berkeley that the objects of perceptions are actually ideas in the mind. On this view, one might be tempted to say that the reality is a mental construct, that this is not quite accurate. However, since Berkeley's view perceptual ideas are created and coordinated by God, by the 20th century, views similar to Berkeley's were called phenomenalism. Phenomenalism differs from Berkeleyan idealism primarily in that Berkeley's believed that minds or souls are not merely ideas nor made up of ideas, whereas varieties of phenomenalism, such as advocated by Russell, tended to go farther to say that mind itself is merely a collection of perceptions and memories, and that there is no mind or soul over and above such mental events. Finally, anti-realism became fashionable term for any view which held that existence of some object depends upon the mind or cultural artifacts. The view that the so-called external world is really merely a social or cultural or artifact called social constructionalism is one variety of anti-realism. Cultural relativism is that view that social issues such as morality are not absolute but at least partially cultural artifact. Reality is a merely illusion. Every action and all matter that has developed in the universe conforms to what we know as reality. The idea that our universe passes like a giant's dream or like a product of very complex virtual reality program more closely resembles an ingenious science fiction script than the crude and imperfect world in which we move every day. However, the reality that we perceive seems to be contrary to scientific logic if we bear in mind that matter hardly exists. The construction blocks of visible matters are atoms which are merely small nuclei lost in the middle of the great spatial emptiness, surrounded by nearly invisible particles that are electrons that orbits them at magnificent speeds. If our bodies were to put under a powerful microscope, what would be seen would probably be a sea of sand grains of perpetual motions. According to recent research in the field of quantum physics, all of what we know as the matter, the solid cement of what appears to be what our reality is composed of, could be nothing more than quantum fluctuations in the middle of the empty universe. A group of physicists led by Dr. Stephen Durr from the John von Neumann Institute in Germany confirmed that the sum of the three subatomic particles that make up proton and neutrons called quarks barely represent 1% of their total mass. Such evidence suggests that the rest of the nuclear mass would be consist of gluons, imperimal particles that bubbles in the middle of the emptiness, which functions to maintain the unity among the trio of quarks inside protons and neutrons. This fact suggests the hypothesis that our tangible reality might be fluctuation of emptiness or purely nothing. The other truth, what we see our physical eyes is greatly reduced to a convenient scope. Possessing a pair of eyes that could see only microscopic particles would make it impossible for us to move in a world with objects so large as the objects with which we generally interact are composed of billions and billions of microscopic particles. According to biologist Richard Dawkins, rocks only feel hard and impenetrable to our hands because they cannot penetrate each other. For us, it is useful to have notions of hardness and solidity as it helps us navigate our world. Navigating in an illusionary reality, we have to accept that somewhere in the universe another reality can be found. There could be a gigantic slumber, a crazy bubble, or God, if you will say. Since the realities of particles cannot be more than smoke or shadows, it could be that the real existence of all objects in the cosmos resides in one or more parallel spaces. Many scientists speculate that just like a three-dimensional object can project a two-dimensional shadow over a ground, a multi-dimensional universe, like the case of the string theory, could cast a shadow in three-dimensional space. If this theory is correct, every object and organism in this world would not be more than a gross representation of objects and organism in a more real universe. Coinciding with this theory, the existence of extracorporeal mind in another dimension might be the ideal explanation for why we have memory, as the atoms in our brains are replaced hundreds of times throughout the course of our lives. According to Dawkins, not a single atom that makes up our bodies today would have been in our bodies during an event in our childhood that we remember. Steve Grant, author of Creation, Life and How to Make It, suggests that the matter moves from one place to another and reunites momentarily so that you can be you. Therefore, you aren't the matter of which you are made. This would imply that our real bodies are in space that we cannot comprehend, while a virtual body, a mere container, would be what is in what we call reality. Reality a merely illusion? Plato from the Republic says, to them I say, the truth would be nothing more than the shadows of the imagination. Shadows and colors of light are crude projections of a more real reality. The universe that we live in present itself as something even more illusionary where bodies, minds and planets are part of a great magic trick without a magician or an audience. Scientists in Hanover, Germany, working on the GEO 600, which is an instrument that detects gravitational waves, believes that they have discovered granulation in space-time that indicates that our universe is nothing more than a giant hologram. Those responsible for the GEO 600 believes that in the same way a digital image loses resolution with significant increase in its size, the captured interference in the detector could be interpreted as the universe limited resolution of what is what it's capable of providing to human eyes. There is an exact point where the hologram of reality begins to pixelize itself. The scientist suspects that the precision of the GEO 600, capable of detecting variations in longitudinal waves at the subatomic scale, serve to discover of the tiniest grain that compose the three-dimensional holographic universe projected from a bidimensional confines of its interiors. You and I only hologram. The idea of a holographic universe isn't new. In the 1990s, scientists Leonard Susskind and Jared Hoopt suggested that the same principle that makes a two-dimensional image on a flat surface look three-dimensional could be applied to the entire universe. Then why do our senses perceive reality in such a distinct and voluminous way if we appear to be no more than shadows on a flat screen? The problem could be that our human eyes and our powerful telescope lenses conform to the reality of such a hologram of the rest of the universe. The second point to consider is that our organic brain can also be found in the illusion, never been able to interpret a universe with a greater or fewer number of dimensions than can be perceived. Neurophysiologist Carl Pribram, founder of the Center of the Cerebral Research at the University of Radford in Virginia, thinks that our brains are holograms interpreting the hologram universe, mathematically constructing a reality, interpreting frequencies that comes from another dimension, a domain of significant reality that transcends time and space. Nevertheless, the theory of holographic universe of only two spatial dimensions conflicts with multidimensional theories arising from the roots of the superchord theory. Before this mark of a disparate hypothesis, many scientists already suspect that the universe is a hologram or illusion created by the particles in the emptiness. However, all of the scientific efforts to comprehend the truth amid the mirage have been have become trapped in a frustrating array of unprovable theories.